Yeah, I think the one you're talking about, Ross, I was in a tournament. It was out of Fairport Harbor. The whole field went west, and the kid that grew up in Ashtabula went east. Something about feeling comfortable closer to home, I'm sure. Had a really, really good day. It was day one or day two, it doesn't really matter. Uh, got my fish, turned around to come in, and all of a sudden, it was an old Mercury Black Max. I'm sure you remember the Black Max motors.
Barely. I'm not as
Uh,
old as you.
yeah. At this point in my career, I had a big center console, 20-foot center console boat, but no kicker motor, just the main engine. And all of a sudden, it sounds like a Harley Davidson instead of a Mercury motor. I knew exactly what happened. Don't know why I opened the engine cowling, but I did. Like I'm really going to fix the motor out in the middle of Lake Erie,
You
right?
still can't fix them nowadays.
But you want to look smart, right? So you're going to open the motor and look at it. I'm starting to look, and here's the engine rod sticking 2 inches out of the engine block. And I'm like, well,
You got any
we're
duct
done.
tape, Bob?
Yeah, we're done for the day. And the poor guy with me was 74, 75 years old. And we didn't think anything of it because it was a beautiful afternoon and the sun was out, not a whole lot of wind. I'm trying and trying and trying to reach someone from the tournament on the Marine Band radio. And you know how Marine Band radios work. Some days everybody seems to hear you. And when you need them to hear you, no one can hear you. So, oh, well, we'll just float around for a while. What can you do? So I keep trying to call and trying to call and trying to call. And finally gets later in the day. And some of the folks that I knew in Ashtabula start showing up for the weekend because it's a Friday evening at their boats, and they can hear me on the Marine Band radio. So they call me, what's going on? And well, I'm broken down. I need some help. Well, give us some time. We'll come get you. Well, as this is transpiring, the clouds are getting darker and the waves are getting bigger and things are turning bad. And one of my dad's charter buddies says, we're on our way to get you. And they leave the Ashtabula River and get to the Coast Guard station. And the Coast Guard, who has been monitoring these conversations but not saying anything, stops him and says, you're not going to get him. And they're like, why not? And the Coast Guard calls me on the radio and says, they're not coming to get you because of the weather system that's pretty much going to kick your ass in about 20 minutes. We're not going
Great.
to allow any yeah, we're not going to allow any boat out there because we cannot take the chance of risking someone else's lives to save yours. And I said, is it that bad, really? And when the Coast Guard says, yes, it's that bad, really, you need to prepare for the worst. Now, I am a licensed captain at this point in my life, and I knew what to do. I had sea anchors. I put them out. I kept the bow into the wind. But the wind gusts were over 40 miles an hour. It thundered, it lightninged, it hailed, and I'm in a center console boat, unprotected from the elements, with a guy that's 74 years old and had never been on Lake Erie till that tournament. So it was a really, really, really long night. We got back to shore at 4 o'clock in the morning, finally, in Fairport Harbor. The old guy literally kissed the ground when we got on shore.